Prisoner swaps between the United States and foreign entities are rare. So when Venezuela released 7 Americans over the weekend, it got a fair amount of attention. This was the largest known trade of detained citizens carried out by the Biden administration to date. 5 of the Americans are Houston-based Citgo oil executives who were being detained on corruption charges. The U.S. says those charges were bogus. The men were freed in exchange for 2 nephews of Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro's wife. Those men had been jailed in the U.S. since 2017 on drug smuggling charges. The U.S. doesn't recognize Maduro as the legitimate president of Venezuela, which is just one of the factors complicating what is more than a simple exchange of citizens. So to untangle all of this, we're going to bring in Felicia Schwartz. She's a U.S. foreign affairs and defense correspondent for the Financial Times. Felicia, we're very glad to be with you. Let's start with the simple question, which is why were these 7 Americans being held in Venezuela in the first place?
So as you mentioned at the top, several of them were working for the U.S. refining arm of Venezuela's national oil company. But experts say that Venezuela has a habit of, or a pattern of taking political prisoners that they will try to use in exchanges later. So some of them were part of the oil company, and there was one who was a former Marine who was held for 2 years, and another person who was arrested earlier this year. The U.S. said all of these people were held on, bogus or trumped-up charges.
Right. So it's sort of a chit that any country could grab. Senator Marco Rubio of Florida essentially accused the Biden administration of in this exchange, creating a market, which is to say that the lesson for any country that wanted to do something similar was if you take some U.S. citizens, the American government will give you what you want in exchange for them.
So there have been, I guess, several swaps this year. And in my conversations with American officials, when they're talking about this, they say, they've put a real priority on bringing Americans who are wrongfully detained home, and that requires them to make some tough choices. When President Biden announced that these prisoners were coming home over the weekend, he pointed to an executive order he signed, which will impose sanctions and visa bans on people they say are found to be part of this prisoner hostage taking. And they're also trying to issue more warnings through the State Department to let people know these are places where if you travel, you might be at a higher risk of being detained in this way.
Is there anything any U.S. officials or others you've talked to are seeing in Maduro's behavior that is anything other than self-interested? Or if it is self-interested, is it anything other than getting his relatives sprung?
Well, they've said that their policy towards Maduro, hasn't changed. They didn't, decline to say whether this is a part of a broader warming. There have been these quiet talks between the Maduro government and U.S. officials, about energy security, trying to get him to speak with opposition leader Juan Guaido. But I think it's hard to say at this stage.
When you talk about energy security, is there any way in which the energy situation that has been turned upside down by the Russian invasion of Ukraine has changed the shape of their U.S. relationship with Venezuela that might have been a part of this exchange?
So there were earlier talks this year on energy security. American officials are, insisting that these things are separate, that, it's a priority for them to bring people home. But obviously, this informs the landscape.
And President Biden has been pressured and criticized for not doing enough with respect to Brittany Griner, also Paul Whelan, who's a former U.S. Marine, also being held in Russia. You mentioned the executive order that President Biden talked about. Do you think that this suggests what happened in Venezuela suggests anything about the pace of their efforts on those Russia cases?
So this is something that they are working really hard on. I mean, I know at the State Department, they're getting questions, every day, all the time, looking for updates about these cases. And there is an offer from the American side to swap this convicted arms dealer, Victor Bout, or Victor Boot, I should say. But basically, they're negotiating over possible swaps, and those talks, as far as I know, haven't proceeded much further. But they are working this very, very hard.
All right, Felicia Schwartz, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.